Yo, what's going on, guys? Today's August 27th, Friday. Jumping into this puppy dog draft right away. This is the $5 puppy draft. So, a little bit of news to go over today. We got preseason games for week 3 kicking off. Final games before the regular season gets to us. We can get that 1 week break and regular season after that. We have only news really is that Winston was named starter, which I think was to be expected. I think that moves Kamara up to number 2 running back. I think that puts him ahead of Cook. I think if you were making a bet on Winston starting the entire year, you should have been taking Kamara before Cook anyways. The only reason I was even taking Cook at 2 is because if you wanted Cook exposure, you had to go get him at 2. Hopefully this draft fills here. This is weird for Underdog to be slow filled. The puppy's about just under half full. And see what we get rolling here. I'm going to check out some preseason games while we're waiting for this. See what's going on. I can't show anything of that. I can't show games on screen, obviously, but we have Colts, Lions. They're midway through the second quarter. No starters either side playing, so nothing really to watch for in this game. Steelers, Panthers, on the other hand. Panthers rolled out all their starters besides Christian McCaffrey, looks like. Darnold has thrown the ball 10 times. Anderson, Moore have catches. Harris Marshall has a catch. Steelers didn't start anybody. No Najee, no Ben. Looks like Chase Claypool's in the game, though. That doesn't seem great. I'd be more worried that Chase Claypool's out there without Big Ben and the rest of the starters. He's gotten 1 target. I'm not watching the games. I just got the box score up. Philadelphia and New York Jets have been delayed. But other than that, that's what we got for box scores right now. Alright, we got the 1-9 spot here. Let's see what happens. 1-9 is interesting. I think there's a tier gap at 9, but I don't want to get stuck with Aaron Jones, really. So my goal for 9 usually is one of Adams, Hill, Kelce. Usually what will happen here is we'll get these 5 running backs, these 3, and then Aaron Jones. I don't want to go Aaron Jones, though. Aaron Jones is like the ADP pick, so hopefully someone reaches. I don't get stuck with Jones. I can get one of these receivers. And honestly, if any of these running backs fall to me too, I'll take them at the 9 spot. All right. I did actually fire my first. I don't usually do. I've only ever used Underdog for betting for best ball, but I did fire an Underdog, one of their like pick'em bets today. Nice, McCaffrey, Kamara, like pick'em bets because they had Dwayne Haskins at like 140 passing yards, and I was like, that doesn't seem likely. He's at 5 yards to 2 drives, I think. So there's no way he plays the full game. Sorry, that's 6 yards now. I think that is stat correction. That's 6 yards. It looks like Darnold's still on the field. His attempts are going up. Pretty standard so far. I've been seeing Zeke go ahead of Elliott now too at the 4-5. Zeke ahead of Henry, not ahead of Elliott. He has Elliott. Pretty standard so far, which is making me very worried. I'm gonna be here with Aaron Jones. I might just go Diggs, if that's what it comes to. Let Kelce get to me. DeAndre Hopkins at the 1-8. Sweet, we're getting a Kelce team. Hopkins at the 1-8 changes things a lot, actually. What's crazy about Hopkins is like, first of all, this guy is probably not very sharp. Is the first thing we can take from that, or at least doesn't have a lot of experience. The Hopkins usually would be available at that pick to him next. Eckler 10, Aaron Jones 11. Latest people probably see Aaron Jones go. It's a little early for Eckler, but if you like Eckler more than Jones, you gotta do it there. Taylor Gibson on the guy for the turn. These guys do not like their receiver. Diggs is still available. I think when you go Eckler Jones, you really want to do double running back. Get Najee. If Diggs gets back to me, or Ridley. Diggs or Ridley's getting back to me now. That's what I like to see. This guy's in the think tank. Grabs Chubb. Now I have to decide Diggs or... I guess I just go Diggs. I like Diggs more. Yeah, Diggs is like a first round pick. This draft, honestly, is going great. You get Kelce at the 9 spot and Diggs in the second round at 16. This guy's going to get Hill Ridley, yeah. That's insane, too. I like Kelce Diggs a lot because you get pretty much the highest volume pass catcher for the top 2 quarterbacks, too. It doesn't lock me into a stack of taking Mahomes or Allen if I don't want to. Saquon at 19 is insane. These guys, somebody just took Nick Chubb and Najee Harris over Saquon. I can understand Taylor and Gibson. I can't understand taking Najee or Chubb. I can't understand Chubb for sure. Waller pick 20. Joe Mixon. We're going to see a receiver run here from the guys that have the 3 stud running backs. I have McCaffrey in his own planet on tier rankings, then Kamara and Cook in the next tier, and then a pretty big drop off to Elliott and Henry. I'm like 3 tiers in the first 5 running backs. But Lamb at 22, go get your guy. CEH back into the first round. Been seeing him pretty regularly be going in the third round. I should have been snapping him up there because he's moving back into the second round already. AJ Brown on the turn's insane. This is not a receiver room. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that started double running back. In my opinion, that's not the best ball strategy. Especially if you're on the turn. Like, if you're the last 3 picks, yeah, you pretty much get to choose which running backs you want for your 2, but you're also just playing behind the guys in the first 3 picks. You have to make up so much ground already at running back. Just grab a stud wide receiver. Like, the guy at the 12-13 could have Diggs Ridley right now. I think I'd rather have... But I know I would rather have that than Taylor Gibson. Kittle at 29. Dobbins goes 28. That's pretty early. Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson. I think I'm going to like my pick quite a bit here. There's been with Dobbins going early, all 3 tight ends gone. Something should fall to me here. I don't like that the 2 guys in front of me look to be going 0 RB as well. That makes pretty likely they just keep going. Oh, never mind. He goes Mahomes in the 3rd. Like, and Josh Jacobs way too early. I'm going to come back to that Mahomes pick after my pick here. I'm not looking running back. So we can grab Amari. I love getting exposure to the Dallas offense. It just seems like the right pick here. Yeah. We're going to go Amari. I want to talk about this Mahomes pick because it is early. But if you go Hill in the 1st, and then someone picks Kelce after you, and you want Mahomes, you probably have to take him here. I think I would have just let it go. I don't like doing that. I would have just let it go. But if he wants him, he has to do it because he has to think that I'm going to take him here. I probably wouldn't take Mahomes at 40, though. Especially when I have Diggs. I won't take Allen here either. If Allen gets me at 57, I'm in. If not, I'm out. I'll consider Dak at 64. After Cooper, it goes Woods, Lockett, Kupp. The guys that went super safe running back now have pretty much not great receivers. Lockett in the 3rd's interesting to me. I think he's more of a 4. Godwin and Evans still available. Kyle Pitts at 37. This team's turning into a bit of a dumpster fire. In a league where you have to start through, I'm going to Deontay Johnson a little early there too. If Evans gets back to me, I'm really happy. I like Evans or Godwin. I think I like Evans a little bit more. I don't know who I like more. I like both of them. T. Higgins at 39. Get some really big reaches here right now. DJ Moore stands out to me here, though. Instead of picking between Evans and Godwin, just going DJ Moore. I am just going to go DJ Moore. I like DJ Moore as my third receiver. It gives me a late round stack to target too. I can look at Darnold late. Oh, the Philly Jets game for the preseason did start here. Eagles had an early touchdown from Flacco. Boston Scott. Eagles are going full bench game here too. But Jalen Reagor's out there, which I think is interesting to note. I really want to see what the Jets do. I heard that Zach Wilson was going to start. Oh man, Mahomes is starting for the Chiefs. That's insane. Josh Allen at 45 is just too early. I would not be interested in that anyways, so I'm glad that somebody else took him. Bring up the draft board here. Oh, Kyler went right after me. That's Lamar at 47. I'm loving this draft right now. We have 4 quarterbacks go before pick 50. There should be 1 quarterback gone before pick 50. And even that, I think, is too early sometimes. Does mean this guy ends with Godwin and Julio on the turn, and the one position. Oh, he's going to get the full Tennessee stack, too. The one position's a cheat code. When you have Christian McCaffrey, you don't have to do anything else at running back. You can just do stuff like this. 4 straight receivers, 4 straight value receivers. I guess he's going for the Tennessee stack. I don't like Julio Jones better than some of the receivers that were available. But with A.J. Brown, you're going to grab Tannehill late. Team's off to a great start, but the room gave it to him. Carson, James Robinson. They're good value in the 5th. I'll say that. This guy has 4 running backs, though, and no receivers. This is what we call free money. This guy's paying the rake. I mean, I don't want to say that, but like, you can't start this guy. This guy, like, you're... One of these guys literally can't be in your lineup for the first week. I'm on the clock. That went really quick. Corey Davis in the 5th is absurd. Jamar Chase is available. Robbie Anderson's available. I'm not super worried about these guys behind me taking running backs. They all have 2 already. I'm going to go Robbie Anderson and get the Carolina stack. Normally this would be a Jamar Chase play, but I'm going to like the Carolina stack here. Anderson. I'm going to look to target Miles Sanders in the next round here. I could think about Dak. I don't like reaching for Dak. He falls a lot. And that's like, what, the 5th quarterback taken already? 6th quarterback? 5th one gone already. So, like, there's 4 teams in front of me that are just not going to take a quarterback. I have to worry about a little bit about the CeeDee Lamb team grabbing Dak. Throw Miles Sanders into the queue. I'm okay with the guy grabbing 3 running backs. We can think about Javonte Williams, but if Jamar Chase is available, we're going Jamar Chase. There's just no way around that one. Mahomes found Hill for a touchdown. 2 for 2, 63 yards. In the first possession, I doubt he comes back out now. He threw 2 passes, a 28-yarder to Kelce and a 35-yard touchdown to Hill. Okay, Chase goes. Mike Davis. We probably jump ship here and go Javonte Williams. I'm not sold on Debo. I think Ayuk's significantly better. I like Tyler Boyd more in full PPR. And we went Kelce in the first, so yeah, we're just gonna grab Javonte Williams here. Really liking the roster so far. Like, if you get Kelce Diggs, like, that just feels like things that shouldn't happen in a draft. Rodgers is 65. We called it immediately when this guy took Hopkins in the first round. This guy is probably going to be a soft drafter, and he now has 2 quarterbacks on his team, and Corey Davis in the 5th round. So this guy went Mahomes in the 3rd and then didn't get punished for it basically because of the room. That's good for him. That's good for him. Just me looking at some of the box scores for the preseason games going on while we're doing this draft. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Just a lot of backups. I want to see what Minnesota starters look like. See what they roll out. I doubt we see any starters from Minnesota. Oh, Cousins is out there though. No Cook. Cousins is out there though. I've seen this name before. This guy's like a regular. And he's having just the draft of the draft you could just ask for here. CMC in the 1 and guys not drafting receiver. It was Kenny Galladay though. Really sticking it to the CMC and chill strategy. There's no real tight ends to reach for now that Andrews, Hawkinson are gone, so see what he does here. Chase Edmonds. I think I would just got another receiver. I'm gonna be on the Dak Prescott train if he makes it back to me. I don't think he gets past the CeeDee Lamb guy though. I guess I'd be a little surprised by that. He's in the think tank though. He lets him go. Okay. Takes his first, went 5 running backs in Josh Allen, then takes Laviska Shenault. An actual sharp pick after taking 5 running backs. Trey Sermon would have been nice on my team. That's also this guy's 4th running back, and he has 2 tight ends, and Chase Claypool. We have multiple guys who have just actually lit their entry fee on fire already. Damian Harris goes 78. I like Harris more now that Michelle's gone. I was a little worried Michelle would steal Dutch's round. I should get Dak at 81. I'm a little worried about this guy taking a 3rd quarterback though. Actually, he's going to see the ADP and think he's getting huge value. It's 100% possible he just went AFK too. All right, so we get Dak 13 picks after ADP to go with Amari Cooper, and we can try to grab Gallup on the way back. I don't think he gets to me. These guys need receivers. Got another guy with 4 running backs already. Goes Juju, Anderson, Davis. When you spend so much draft capital in your first 2 picks on running back, to spend more draft capital on running backs, this seems irresponsible. Roll through, but I forgot that all 3 guys after me went running back to start off the draft, and that's how Diggs got to me. They should not. None of these guys should have drafted him. The only guy doing this correctly is the guy at the 11 pick. He's taken 0 running back sense, but he did do a little bit of a reach on Russell, but he has Lockett, so get your guy. Herbert on the corner. This dude needs to be just drafting receivers right now. Go Hardman, pretty much at ADP. Cooks. I have 0 shares of Brandon Cooks. I think the Houston offense is going to be a dumpster fire. We'll take a look over here. Gallup's the next one available, so that's a little worrying. And I don't reach for A.J. Dillon. But we are going Gallup here. Alright, so we have a Dak double stack with Gallup and Amari. We'll grab Sam Darnold later. This team's looking... I think it's looking really good. I know people will be like, oh, Javonte Williams is solo running back so far. Well, we'll fix that problem. We have 5 receivers that are just good. We have the best tight end in the game. And a guy who can, we got a huge value and a guy that can easily finish QB1. He was QB1 while he was playing last year. I read a report today that he's 100% good to go. Update on the New York Jets say they did not start Zack Wilson. So, that's good. Bad news, Ty Johnson and Michael Carter are both playing. And both have gotten the ball already. I want to say that's bad news because I think that means Devin Coleman's going to be the starter then. If Devin Coleman's not even on the field right now, well, Zach Wilson is not on the field. I'm pretty happy about Zach Wilson not being on the field though, because as part of my underdog parlay for the pickup that I've never done before, I wanted to see what it was like. I had Zach Wilson under 75 passing yards. So if he's not on the field, that's a pretty good likelihood he doesn't get 75 passing yards. All right, I'm interested in seeing what the first pick does on the turn. Now he has 2 running backs. I think he just keeps going receiver. You guys are reaching for Logan Thomas, Dallas Goedert. Yep, DJ Chark. Just keep jamming receiver here. Perfect. Ronald Jones, 98. Let's see AJ Dillon and Michael Carter go after my pick. You're going to see, like, pretty much everybody here needs to be picking receivers. See these big green bars up here? This guy's got a... this guy, I don't know. He might not know who's on his team. He's won Josh Jacobs in the 3rd round. We have one guy paying the rake. This guy's paying the rake. He's starting his receiver core, LaVisca, Marquez Callaway, and Curtis Samuel. Really good report on Jalen Waddle today, by the way. I just saw his name here. I heard like Miami's like in love with him. He said he's an instant impact maker. Brady at the 101. Looks like that might have been an auto pick. All right. Higbee at the 102. Zack Moss. I'm not trying to figure out Buffalo's backfield, so... All right, well, we're going receiver again, I guess. I think I'm going to go Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore is a super good hedge against Corey Davis. Corey Davis has been, like, skyrocketing up draft boards. That's like people forgot, like, Elijah Moore was all the rage in New York until he got an injury, and he's going to be just fine for regular season to start. He's playing the preseason game today, too. It's a little worrying he's playing without Zach Wilson, but I'm sure it's like, okay, he's okay. We just want him to go out there and run some routes. All right. So I have 2 running backs I would like to grab here. The thing is, I really don't need to. Like, everybody else has to pick receivers right now. I'll look at this guy's team too. He has 6 receivers right now as well. I like how this draft is going for me so far. Ryan Tannehill, team 1 is furious that Ryan Tannehill just went that early. I'm gonna go grab Gus Edwards. I don't believe in J.K. Dobbins, so that's my thesis. Sorry, J.K. Dobbins believers. That's my thesis. Okay, I went to the draft board. That was my turn. Marquise Brown. I was gonna look who was I look this guy. Okay, he goes tight end, tight end. These aren't bad tight ends. He didn't get bad value on them, so it's got Saquon, Damian Harris, and then Adams, McLaurin, Evans, Judy, Boyd. Yeah, this is a good team. I'll have fun reviewing that one. He can grab Tua yet. He can grab Burrow. He can grab late Teddy. It's Patrick. Rodgers went way early, so he didn't have that option. But all right, the guy who picks Brady, I think he autoed Brady last turn, and then he picked Hurts here. You definitely know you wanted Hurts. And you know Nash's Cash was looking to get Ryan Tannehill on this team, but he's got other options available. Kirk Cousins, Danny Dimes, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. I think if you go Justin Fields, though, you have to go to like 3 quarterbacks, and I don't like forcing 3 quarterbacks in. What's the only quarterback battle like we're waiting on yet? I think is like 49ers, right? We don't know where Trey Lance with. I would assume if they're waiting this long, Trey Lance is starting. Oh, that's right. John Lynch said they might use both of them. That just seems incredibly stupid. But this also sounds like they're both going to play in the last preseason game, which means they truly don't have any idea who's going to start. And if you're that torn, just start the rookie. He's a more exciting player. Start the rookie. Stafford Burrow go off the board. I'm excited to review these teams. I'm going to get some good roasting in, I think. I'm excited about my team. The one thing I don't like having Dak when I don't have CeeDee Lamb. I think if Dallas's offense goes to like the next level, CeeDee Lamb has like a breakout year too. So I don't hate it. I prefer to have like the guy that I think that would cause the huge. James Conner almost got back to me. Please sidetrack there. Melvin Gordon and Leonard Fournette almost went before James Conner, or did go before James Conner, and he almost got back to me because of it. All right, I'll be having 2 picks. We're sitting at a 1-2-6-1, and I have no interest in quarterback or tight end. Oh, we can go Terrace Marshall, and this Sam Darnold stack becomes really, really interesting. Guys after me have 4, 2, and 3 running backs right now. That guy just autoed out Terrace Marshall. Oh, that guy's AFK. That guy, like, he did this first 5 picks poorly, and then went AFK. I'm going to go Jamal Williams here. I don't think DeAndre Swift plays the first week. I really don't. I think if he does play, it's extremely limited. that entire team has a pretty good odds of it just being like a split backfield instead of all DeAndre Swift, like people want to believe. Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields. I guess if you like Justin Fields, you got to do it. I guess I wouldn't have gone Ryan Tannehill last round then. Your unstacked Ryan Tannehill play probably isn't going to get it done. Hines Geo on the turn. I don't like that. He just handcuffed himself. And now it's 5 running backs. Sony Michel? Okay. I mainly didn't like it because I thought I could have done that. Let's see, we got a receiver. Would like to get a 7th receiver in here. All 3 Buffalo receivers that we have no idea how they're going to share. It just really scares me. Tight end, nothing to look at there. Kenyon Drake slipping here is interesting. It's definitely a tier break after him. I'm going to go Kenyon Drake. We're going to go 3 running backs in a row. This is not something I normally do. Usually I'd grab Gus Edwards. I'd grab like 2 of these 3 and then go back to receiver. But I think this is gonna like allow me to stop at 5 running backs. I'm gonna grab one really high upside guy or one like pass catching guy, and then we can stop at 5 running backs and just keep jamming receiver. Usually a build like this where I'm starting Javonte Williams, I have to grab like 6 running backs. But I've got such a luxury with Kelce that I don't have to pick a tight end like the last round. It doesn't matter. It's a 1-week guy. Hopefully. At least that's the thesis of the team. That we went Kelce in the first round so that he gets us like quite literally 16 playable weeks where he's a top 5 tight end. Look where Darnold's going in drafts these days. Just remember to grab him at the end. I shouldn't be fighting anybody for Sam Darnold. When I went DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, so. Draft board, see what happened after my Kenyon Drake pick. Okay, this is a perfect example of why I think waiting on a running back's good comparing to this guy's probably not the best option, but I think he's a pretty much an auto pick as well. Who would you rather have in your team? Like straight up, these 3 running backs or these 3 receivers? For me, it's these 3 running backs, easily. This guy drafted, at least if you're going to draft 5 running backs in the first 6 rounds and a quarterback, he's doing it right by now drafting 6 straight receivers. Make it 7. Can't believe he didn't grab Gabe Davis, though. This guy in the 1 hole is throwing away his draft as well. He started off really good. Like these first 6 rounds, I can't complain with. I wouldn't have gone Chase Edmonds, though. And then he just grabbed 2 old running backs with no upside. And an unstacked Matt Ryan. He's grabbed like Kirk Cousins there, right? Kirk Cousins was available. Just grab Kirk Cousins with Jefferson. Get a stack in. All right, we'll look and see what we got going on here. Running backs available? Nope. Oh, if Gabe Davis gets me, I'm taking him. Yeah. He should be drafted just like the same spot as Cole Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders. We have no idea what's going to go on in Buffalo for their 2nd, 3rd, 4th receiver. I already have Diggs, so I have a pretty good bet on the Buffalo offense. So we just double down on it. Don't need Josh Allen to double down on the Buffalo offense. See Cobb go, then Valdez Scantling. I don't know about the Packers receiving core past Devontae Adams. It's just as bad as it was last year. Funches being gone on IR clears it up a little bit, but Cobb's probably safer than Scantling. You're gonna have Cobb is gonna be in the slot the entire season. Scantling as the second outside guy is like it's Scantling. It could be Lazard. Could just be Robert Tonyan. Could be Mercedes Lewis. Packers do weird things at tight end. We're back onto me already. Let's see what we got at tight end here. No, not reaching any of those guys. Got a quarterback. We're going to wait another round on Darnold. I'm not super concerned if we don't get him, so. I could go J.D. McKissick here and just round out my running back squad. Bateman slipping this late is pretty enticing, though. Draquan slipping this late is pretty enticing. I'm gonna go J.D. McKissick here. I've been trying to get him in drafts, and he has been going insanely early ahead of his ADP. So to get him at ADP feels like a win to me. And that's my fifth running back. And I think we're just done at running back now. We ride these 5 guys and just hope for the best. It doesn't look like I spent a lot of draft capital because we have 1 pick before 100 that was on a running back, but spending all 4 early 100 to 160-ish picks on running backs, you would assume this equals 2 complete running backs. That's my hope, at least. Oh yeah, bye week Twitter can come at me too with these picks. My week 7's already done, so whatever. Let's see what we got here. I'm fairly certain this Lou Wavy guy is just on auto draft now. Jameis 162. I don't know. What are the odds Jameis gets vultured by Tyson Hill at the goal line every single drive? I see Sean Payton do it. I can see Sean Payton literally inside the red zone just bringing in Taysom Hill every time they're in the red zone. It'd be such a Sean Payton thing to do. Bringing up my four pick 'em parlay on Underdog. I just want to see how it's going. And to be completely honest, I forgot some of the guys that were in it. So, all right, still looking good. Oh, we have Chad Henne for over 76.5 passing yards. Mahomes is still in the game. Mahomes just threw a second touchdown. Okay, it's still the first quarter, but they gotta take Mahomes out now. Okay. We have Tom Kennedy under 43.5 receiving yards. I think he plays for Indianapolis. Maybe Detroit. Either way, he doesn't have a catch yet. And they're at halftime, so that's good news. We have Zach Wilson under 76.5 passing yards. He has not seen the field. He's not coming out today, so that's a lock. And Haskins under 123. He is at 24, and they're midway through the second. Haskins is awful. He's in trouble. He might get cut. Okay. Alrighty. We have slow pick coming in. Jarrett McKinnon. I was picking Jarrett McKinnon so much like 2 weeks ago, and I just stopped. They're literally going to use him as a receiver. And that worries me quite a bit. I'm going to look tight end here. I like Hunter Henry. I like Hunter Henry as my second here. We do have to go Darnold first, though. I think we got to go Darnold first here. Just make sure we get him. We have 2 guys with 1 quarterback at the end behind us, and oh no, it's the same guy. But that guy worries me. He has 6 running backs. He's all over the place. We're gonna grab Darnold. Make sure we get him. We invested too much into the Carolina stack to not get him. I'm talking about if you set up a stack, you make sure you get your quarterback. Drafting 10 picks ahead of ADP, whatever. 10 picks ahead of ADP at pick 180 doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. But if it completes the stack, it's worth the 10 picks. Chuba Hubbard goes right after me. I'm a little more worried about taking Chuba. He's still like probably the backup to McCaffrey. I think if McCaffrey gets hurt this year, Carolina sign somebody, right? This pick's gonna come back to me pretty quick here. Amon-Ra St. Brown's still available. Jamison Crowder's still available. There's so many receivers available right now because people are not drafting optimally. Josh Palmer went in the 15th. Was Watkins in the 16th? Jamison Crowder goes, that's a good pick. Yeah, okay. Feels like you might have just autoed that though. Oh, we can still grab Hunter Henry. That's our pick. Okay, done at quarterback, done at tight end. We can go anywhere on the board from here. I want at least one more wide receiver for sure. Probably just 2 more receivers. Take some more bullets at receiver. We can go David Moore for the Carolina stack. Seems like David Moore's probably not the play though. Who else could we add to the Dallas stack? Wilson? That's his name, right? That could be our last pick for the Dallas stack. I'll leave that board up. We're just thinking about like plays to add to the stack. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brashad Perriman. I heard Brashad Perriman might not make the team. I always thought it was Brashad Perriman. It's just he was going to be like a burner, like deep threat guy, and he just doesn't seem that fast anymore. So he's kind of not worth being on your roster if he's a deep threat that can't go deep anymore. This Lou Wavy guy definitely left too, because his draft grades got significantly better after he left. Three, 4, 6, 2. If you have 3 quarterbacks before the 16th round, you did something wrong. 3 dead ends from the guy in the 1 spot already too. I'll be interested to see if he stops at 4 running backs now. He grabs Coleman. Coleman's a smart pick. I don't think I like Coleman in the 16th, but he's a smart pick. Gainwell in the 16th is absurd. Devin Duvernay. Huh. I don't think I've seen Devin Duvernay drafted yet. I'm gonna be really interested to review this team. He has 1 quarterback and it's Matt Ryan, so I'm trying to figure out what he wants to do with his last quarterback spot, if he's going to at all. Danny Dimes still available? That's pretty bold if you think Danny Dimes is getting back to you at the quite literal last pick of the draft. Not sure. Three quarterbacks at this point is absurd. 1 quarterback at this point is like, I can understand. Is equally absurd though. Without a plan. And I just don't see the plan for him there. Alright, I'm gonna start looking at receiver. We have a bunch available yet. I heard like one report Rashad Penny like might not make the team, but that seems pretty unlikely in my book. David Johnson's still available. The David Johnson hate's gone too far, right? I'm gonna go David Johnson. This hate has gone too far. He's not making the team. He's probably gonna be the week 1 starter. David Johnson relegated to the 3rd down role at camp. That's even better. I'd rather have him be the 3rd down. Houston Texans are gonna have a 3rd down every single drive because they're always gonna have a 4th down and punt. Are the Chiefs just not going to play Chad Henne? They went from Patrick Mahomes to Shane Buckley. I don't know. Buckley? That might be a problem. Dwayne Haskins bubble update. 3 for 9, 24 yards, 1 interception. If he's playing for a spot on the team right now, it's not looking so good for him. Okay, we're going to grab a receiver at this last pick here. There's just so many receivers available yet. Cedric Wilson is probably the pick. Let me see how bad my week 7 for receivers is right now. Maybe let's go with a guy that can actually get some points. Nico Collins is probably the number 2 receiver in Houston. I'm going to go with that. Houston's awful, but they're going to be losing every single game, so they'll have to pass the ball around. And at this point, Alan Lazard would, in my opinion, probably just spike week. Seems like MVS is super impressed during camp. As mentioned, Cobb's going to play the slot. I think Lazard and MVS are going to be, it's probably going to be like, when they needed a second outside receiver, it's going to be like 70% MVS, 30% Lazard. I should have gone 2 more receivers. I should have a 2-5-9-2 lineup, I think. David Johnson might get cut. He's gonna be that surprise cut. The guy that's being drafted like 120 overall 2 weeks ago is just gonna get cut. Fantasy players are smarter than GMs. They saw the writing on the wall. They started moving him down. All right, waiting for this draft to wrap up. It's gone really slow at the end here. Guys are taking a long time. Oh, Carlos Hyde was available? Still gone Carlos Hyde. He's hidden on the draft board still. Like way at the bottom. His ADP isn't moving. Carlos Hyde in 18 is good though. Rashad Penny, I had been taking a lot of. Now a little bit scary. I heard that little report. I don't know. Rashad Penny probably doesn't get cut. Daniel Jones here. I don't know what this last guy's gonna do. He has to go quarterback with his last pick. This is actually interesting. Actual last pick of the draft. That's interesting. I assume he wanted Daniel Jones. I don't think you can do a 1 quarterback roster in best ball. Like you can obviously, but I don't think you can do that and expect to win. I certainly don't think you can do it with Matt Ryan. So I don't know who's available. But the last pick is still bugged too. Yeah, it's completed. It doesn't show his thing. Goff, I guess. Yeah, I probably went Goff. I was muted there. He had to go Goff, I think. But the last pick's just bugged. He had to go Goff. All right, we're going to refresh. We're going to take a look at this draft. We're going to do some reviews. We're going to start with my team. Dak, Darnold. I like it. Yeah, I should have gone 5 running backs. This is too much. I invested too much draft capital in the middle of this to go 6 running backs. I just couldn't help myself with the David Johnson value. Like, my last pick is David Johnson, too. Like, what am I doing with my life? Diggs, Cooper, Moore, Anderson, Gallup, Moore, Davis, Collins. I mean, this is a huge bet on the Dallas, Carolina offenses being great, but if they're both great, this is what you want to see. And then just the best tight end in football. Overall, not upset. This is probably one of the biggest projections I've seen for my teams on Underdog. But that means nothing. We should have one more shot at receiver. That's my only complaint. I got suckered into the ADP game. All right, let's take a look at first pick. First, he started off so strong. I want to see how his team ended up. He did go Jared Goff with the last pick. Had to get him in there, receiver guy, quarterback. I mean, okay, so CMC, Edmonds, Gordon, Fournette, Coleman. He stopped at 5. Good. Edmonds, Gordon, Fournette. I think you would have just gone for like some more high upside guys here. After you grab McCaffrey and Edmonds, I think you just go for more high upside. These are guys who like legitimately like might be getting you 0 points at the end of the season. They could just be not a factor in Denver. Javonte Williams could be taken over there. Fournette could get cut. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. He was almost cut last year before the season started. Until Ronald Jones got hurt, basically. So Devin Coleman, like these last 3 guys, like they're gonna be their best in week 1 and then probably go downhill, not uphill. But the thing is, they don't matter in week 1 to this roster because Christian McCaffrey is always gonna be here and Chase Edmonds is probably always gonna be in here. You want guys that have the potential of being like this team should be like Alexander Madison, Tony Pollard, Chuba, Rashad Penny, Darrington Evans, Tony Jones. You want the guys that like just get like a huge spike, like up to a workhorse running back, not these guys if you have Christian McCaffrey. He got sniped on Tannehill too, which really hurt this team. He's completely uncorrelated quarterbacks, but it's really no fault of his own. He could have had Daniel Jones though. He should have taken Daniel Jones in the 17th. He really risked that one. Brown, Jefferson, Godwin, Jones, Golladay, Chark, Mooney, Duvernay. I don't understand Duvernay, I guess, either. Let me write at the board. Here's what should have happened. Because he almost certainly wanted Daniel Jones. Right? He almost certainly wanted Daniel Jones here. Or he wanted Daniel Jones here instead of Goff. Because it would have had like a little bit of a stack at least. Yeah, but he ends up with Goff. But he could have just taken Daniel Jones here if you wanted Duvernay. Duvernay usually doesn't get drafted. Just take him at the 18th. These tight ends are interesting. Yeah, I guess there's no like standout tight ends here. He has like 2 giant pass catchers. He should have. I think he definitely should have. He was benched on nobody taking a quarterback in the last 2 rounds. And Teddy went and Daniel Jones went. So 2 quarterbacks went. His bet here is that nobody would. His better bet was nobody drafted Duvernay, I think. So 3-5-7-3. You went Lamar. I don't think you can take Stafford if you go Lamar that early. I don't think you can take even Stafford. Like, it's a little bit of value, but I don't think you can do it. You've invested so much into Lamar at pick 47. This should be a 4 running back team. Kenneth Gainwell didn't be picked. Or like, don't pick Rojo and wait for these 2. Something like that. The receiver's hurt. You got like a San Francisco stack here without. I don't know, man. The thing here is you have like a double Philly player, no Hurts. I'm not sure. He didn't go any Baltimore pass catchers. You don't have to with Lamar. No Rams pass catchers. I don't know. This is tight ends. Sicky, Troutman. Troutman, like, I don't know what happened there. Did you get autoed? Oh, Allie Cox. Okay. It's interesting that he picked Troutman, or he got autoed Troutman, and then, like, I feel like if you do this, you, like, thought, oh shoot, I need to still have a backup tight end, and you went the guy with the same bye because your first one. All right. Really good. 3-5-7-3 again. Burrow, Cousins, Wentz. Probably don't need Wentz. We'll see. Dalvin, Montgomery, Carson, Carter, White. It's fine. I don't know. I don't like investing that much into running back that early. He got these guys at good value. But I think I'm going to scroll down and see his receivers and say, well, it wasn't worth it. It's not terrible. Lamb, Robinson. Sutton could be good. Brown could be good. It's not terrible. Just like it's very rare that you're very rarely going to flex in a receiver now. And these tight ends are. I don't think you need to pick Dan Arnold here. Just take another shot at receiver. Noah Fant and Gerald Everett. Yeah, just take another shot at receiver there. Cincinnati, Minnesota, Indiana. He has no Cincinnati or Minnesota receivers. He actually has negative correlation with Cook and Cousins on the same team. Only time I go Cook Cousins on the same team if you go full Minnesota onslaught. I've done that draft where you go Cook, Jefferson, Thielen, Cousins, and just go. Hope Minnesota is the best offense in football. Other than that, they probably don't correlate very well. Yeah, I don't know why he picked Daniel Jones. First of all, he shouldn't have, and that guy at the end should have gotten Daniel Jones in the 18th round, like I suspect he wanted. Because with Josh Allen, he probably shouldn't have even gone Baker. Well, he got Baker super late, so it's fine. I feel like he might have just autoed it. Zeke, Mixon, Dobbins, Robinson, Gaston. That's so many picks spent on 5 running backs. Oh my gosh. You can only play 3 every week, man. Oh my gosh, these receivers are awful. You start your receiving core with LaVisca. Like, I love LaVisca a ton, but you can't start your receiving core with LaVisca and think that's going to work out. He starts the receiving core with LaVisca and only has 7 receivers, so he also has 3 tight ends. Yeah, your tight ends are pretty awful too, because you spent so much draft capital on 5 running backs, you can only play 3 every week. I had to stop taking him. Like, this is like still a reach for James Robinson, and still like a reach for Gaskin. Like, you just didn't need these guys. Oh boy. That's too many running backs. That's too many quarterbacks. That's not enough receivers. I don't need to look at the rest of this. I don't understand this either. Like, one of these is just in your flex then, right? That's the plan here. One of these guys is just always in your flex. Oof. And so this guy had a good draft going, I remember. Tua Fitzpatrick, both have ADP, so hopefully we'll see him stacked. Miami with Waddle, that's fine. Abby Brown and Terry McLaurin, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. With Saquon 1, kind of hero RB, Damian Harris, Damian Williams, Malcolm, Rashad Penny. Yeah, all guys with paths to upside. I like that. Damian Harris doesn't really have a path to upside, but I like his current position too. And the receivers look great. This is a good team. Very good team. Oh, Andrews, Komet. Now, you can't draft 3 tight ends if you go Andrews, I don't think. There are 6 receivers on this team. I like kept scrolling too far. Hill, Ridley, Thielen, Beckham, Rondale Moore, Rashard Perriman. Okay, there's 5 receivers on this team. This is a problem. There's 7 running backs? They're all awful? This guy did like 0 RB wrong. He started off really good, Hill, Ridley, and then just like, oh, I'm done. I don't have to draft any more receivers. Like, you take your shots, but boy, oh boy, you got Mahomes early too. I don't know. This probably isn't it. Blue Wave, I don't need to mention much on this team. This was gone wrong early with the Murray Rodgers stuff. Jacobs at pick 32. Hopkins in the first round. I'm not going to even review this team. This guy's not sharp enough for me to review his team. That's paying the rake. These guys, the last 3 guys went running back to start off. So you got to remember that. I think if you go running back to start off, I think your goal has to be to have 4 running backs, right? You got good value on Henderson, got decent value on Davis, but you're still picking Mike Davis, and then high upside Chuba. It's fine. But if Chuba starts, like, that means one of these guys isn't starting, or you're flexing in Chuba. Like, even if McCaffrey gets hurt, like, are you happy that he's doing better than Chubb and Eckler? Not really. Woods, Higgins, Juju. Yeah, the receivers are kind of rough. Receivers are really rough. These are good picks at the end, though. Williams and Crowder. Yeah, put a lot of capital into tight ends. Probably didn't need Freiermuth. If I recall, this guy was doing the right thing where you take 2 and then just jam receiver. Yeah, look at this. Russell Wilson got a bit of a reach, but he has the Lockett. So you went with Trey Lance second. I love it. High upside. I don't think. I guess. Yeah. I was gonna say you don't need the upside with Lance when you already pick a quarterback for him. Because, like, if Trey Lance is doing better than Russell Wilson, like, one of these guys doesn't pay off, and you kind of put a lot of capital in that, but then another team doesn't have Lance, so. Jones, Najee, and Michelle Scott. I think. I mean, your plan here is that Jones and Najee are just always in your lineup. The problem I think he has is that. I guess Michelle and Scott are both 1 injury away from being really relevant fantasy players, huh? I think Michelle pick's still early, even after the trade, still a little early in my book. I think I would have tried to get like a pass catching back in here, like a James White or J.D. McKissick or Nyheim Hines. I would try to grab one of those guys in here as one of these 4 running backs, probably instead of Michelle. I think even if Henderson gets hurt, it's going to be like Michelle and Xavier Jones splitting time. But he grabbed a tight end, right? Yeah, he grabbed Hawkinson. I was going to say he went running back, and then just jammed. Well, he went a little early on Russell. Yeah, the receivers don't look great. I think this team would have been a little bit better either not going Russell or Hawkinson and getting a third really good receiver. But he's got his shots at the end here. Like, these guys are, you get a spike week, get them in there. So. The big issue, I think, is that because you have basically 2 running backs who are going to take your running back spot, but these 2 probably are never going to be in your flex spot, you need to get 4 receivers into your flex. You get 4 receivers playable here. You're like, you try to hope for is like these 3 are just always there, and then like get a spike week from the rest of the guys. Not a bad strategy. He went Pitts really early, I remember, right? Yeah, 10 picks out of ADP, and then grabbed Irv Smith. 15 picks at ADP. Okay. Yeah, started 2 running backs. Grabbed Sanders. After you grabbed Hines, you should have just been done. You grabbed Hines and Bernard in the turn there, and that was weird. Should have just been done. Herbert, Carr, good. Doesn't really stack either of them though. His receivers look awful because he did like a bunch of picks there. Grabbed Kyle Pitts. Grabbed Herbert before. Yeah, not a fan of that team. Back to mine. I'm happy. I think I should have gone. It should have been on the 2.592. I should have just skipped David Johnson. I fell for the trap. But this team is like, if Dallas and Carolina are 2 of the best offenses in the league, this works out. So I'll take that bet. Blake Jarwin didn't get drafted. That's pretty weird. These 3 right here not getting drafted is weird. Just noticed that. Okay. Wrap the video there. If you like my team, let me know. Leave a comment down below what you think, what you've done differently. For that, if you stuck out this long, make sure to like, subscribe. It means a ton to me. Let the channel grow. Get it out in the YouTube algorithm. So do that. And thanks for watching. Bye.